Yay, we are here. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being you. Thank you for showing up for yourself and for this ceremony. And I was just sharing with these two beautiful ladies that I could feel when I scheduled this ceremony that it would be very few of us on the call and that it would be like a very intimate gathering, which makes it like a space where we can focus specifically on what's happening for each one of us instead of like a group collective intention. We can focus on literally like what's coming up for you, what's coming up for you, what's coming up for me, and let's go like into that specifically. So yeah, I feel this is going to be really nurturing for all of us. And I'm really happy to be here with these two beautiful ladies and like just the three of us. Dun, 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 just the three of us. Oh my goodness. I've been feeling this full moon so much for the last 2 days. It's been so freaking powerful. Like literally, like I've been like I'm gonna share a reel about this after the ceremony. But I was literally at the beach, just like running and like jumping, listening to music and smiling and laughing, like by myself with my dog, like since yesterday. And today I did it again. And it was so much fun. So really feeling this energy. It's the first freaking full moon of the year. Like that's kind of epic. Like the first full moon of the year in Leo. Like it's a good one. Like we're all like feeling that yumminess, like to shine and like I want to be seen and I want to roar and I want everyone to see me and I want everyone to know about this and all of that. And at the same time, I know that during full moons, especially like for us women, we can be either menstruating or ovulating, like in whatever phase of our cycle we are in. And also that like very magical things can happen on a full moon, but also very triggering things. So let's just dive right in with that. With our feet on the floor, ladies, I ask you to like sit comfortably and relax. Just having a moment to connect with ourselves in this moment, right here, right now, wherever you are in the world. Feeling our feet on the floor, knowing that we stand on the same earth no matter where we are. And we're all looking at the same moon. All of us can look at the moon tonight, and whether you are in America, like in I'm in Portugal, like wherever you are in the world, that we are looking at the same moon and we are walking the same earth and we are literally on the same planet together. We can be apart, like distance wise and time wise, but we're literally right here, right now, in this moment, in this space together. And that's kind of epic. That's kind of epic. That's not like a small thing. It's literally pretty epic that we are right here, right now, together. Ooh. And as we feel our feet on the floor, I want to invite you to connect with your body and be really present in your body right now. What is present? So, when I say this, what is the first part of your body that calls your attention? For me, it's my throat. My throat has been going through a little upgrade since 2 days ago because I was at the beach and I was like it was really windy and I didn't have my scarf on. So I'm feeling my throat. What part of your body are you feeling? You can share it in the chat or you can just like be with yourself and feel it for yourself. But it's nice if you want to share to see if there are similar things that we are going through or if each one of us are going through different processes. And on this ceremony, I feel like being again like very grounded. Sylvia is feeling her throat and a lot of energy in her hands. Great. Thank you. What about you, Nicole? Where are you feeling your energy the most?
I'm just gonna talk because I can't I can't really type right now. Yeah,
Okay.
my little Lou just decided to join the call for the Leo. We have Leo energy right here.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, she just jumped up right on me. So I'm just feeling her right now. But I don't know, I guess probably mostly in my stomach. I feel things, but I do generally feel good. Um and yeah, I definitely feel the energy of the full moon, and just I was glad that I didn't really have to do anything today, so I could kind of just center myself, because yeah, it kind of seems it's good because everyone's kind of shining their light, but then it's also, yeah, kind of triggering or chaotic. And I did have something triggering that happened earlier, but since everyone's doing all of these calls, I feel very good. So yeah,
hmm.
it's nice to connect with everybody, and just see different people, because yeah, it's that new year, first year of the new first month of the new year energy. So I do feel that, but yes, I was triggered earlier, and that's kind of what I'm feeling in my stomach, I think. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing. But when I have my cat, is also right here, like just chilling, and I freaking love cats so freaking much. I also have a black cat. Oh, yes, so yummy. And Sylvia, you're saying that you did a Kundalini activation yesterday and you were wearing hands. Did you like do it or did you receive it? Ah. Hmm. I've also been thinking about Kundalini activation since a few hours ago, actually. So that's kind of funny. And he also did a solar plexus activation, I think 2 days ago. That was really powerful and also very connected with the lions. So, like many synchronicities, as always, playing out. And thank you, Sylvia, for sharing in the chat. I know it's it's challenging for you to write in English because you need to translate. Received. Okay, great, great. You received. Oh, yummy, 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 yummy. Oh, yes, I miss that. Ah, okay, you guys. So yeah, I really feel like I don't know. Like I kind of feel like saying kind of fuck it to the ceremony and just like hanging out and just like talking, like in the sense where I'm not really feeling like doing too much of like meditations or activations or stuff like that, but really like just being present with what is and just talking to each other. So let's dive right in. And if you want to share or if you want to just be with yourself and feel into it, like what has been like right now with all this energy, with all these people shining, with all these people. It's the first full moon of the year. There's a lot of like energy and like intensity in the air. Like, what has been like the trigger that you have been feeling, that you have been feeling in these last few days? And again, if you feel comfortable sharing, then please do. And if that's uncomfortable, then that's also okay. Sylvia is saying that a lot of light language came through on in her Kundalini activation. Yeah, like, for me, I have been feeling like really good in these last few days, but at the same time, like all of the sudden, just feeling like triggered and just feeling like, okay, what does this mean? Like, why is this trigger here? Lately, you know what I've been really passionate about? I've been passionate to like feel the trigger, but not like intellectual, how do you say, intellectualize it too much. Like, why is it here? Oh, this person is hearing this in me and blah blah blah. Like, I've just like sitting with it and like seeing like if I want to keep it or shift it. Nicole, the trigger you've been feeling is about being a good person, but never seems to. Ooh, okay, let's go there. Let's go there. Okay, ooh, this is good. Okay. Okay, so I feel that one a lot. I feel that one a lot. And sometimes we feel like maybe like, what's the point? What's the freaking point of like being a good person and doing all these things? And like, I want to ask you, like, if you want to share, like, I'm gonna share for me. For me, like this trigger sometimes comes up in relationships and in business, where I feel like I'm such a person and like I actually like want to be of service and I want to help, but then I feel like I'm being taken advantage of or like giving too much or like giving this too many discounts or like in the way I share and sell my services, and I don't even kind of like that word on social media, that a part of me feels like a little guilty, that it feels like there's a game that I need to play to sell my services. I'm like, dude, I just want to kind of be here and let you know that I offer these things and I have so much energy and so much passion and I actually do want to help. And if you want, this is here, but also feeling that I see like a lot of people sharing on social media in ways that don't really resonate with me, or in ways where I feel like there is this pseudo spiritual, like you need this healing to change your life. Like you need my, like I'm gonna heal you, like of all the things. And like there are people who do really powerful services that heal and are able to have these abilities that really shift our energies. But at the same time, there is this kind of darkness in the spiritual community that I really don't like. And until now, I chose all the time, again and again, to stay a good person and to not like kind of sell my soul or whatever. Um, because like I don't know, it feels cringy and like a kind of spiritual manipulation and control. Like what you're using people who are how do you say, like sensitive to energy or like who have just awakened, and you're using them as bait to for your offerings. And that, like I've seen that a lot, and that's kind of really sad. Like there's a lot of darkness in the spiritual community as well. So I have seen that, and for me it's been challenging, um to sell and offer my services in a way where it's like, yeah, I'm here to be of service and I'm doing my best. And yeah, I do have these things to offer. And this is what I do. While at the same time, not manipulating people psychically to think that if they don't have that, they will not be able to whatever, like that's kind of really creepy and really dark for me, and I don't want to play that game. So I've been learning, like, how can I sell on social media and share like my services and my business and all of that in a way that is pure, while at the same time there's this part of me that is like, this is so freaking annoying, like, because these people are like making so much money or like having so many clients, and some of them are actually helping people and others are, they kind of don't really care about the people they are serving, they just care about making the money, or like even also with network marketing stuff and like stuff like that, like it gets really sad really fast. And so yeah, I've been feeling that. So thank you for holding me in my vulnerable, very real share right now as well. And if you wanna unmute or share in the chat, like, because like we want to be good people, like I'm speaking for myself at least, like we want to do good things and we want to be respectful and we want to be of service, but at the same time we don't feel like we don't want to feel like we're falling behind or that people are taking advantage of us, like where we choose to be too good in a way that then people just take advantage of us or treat us in a way that is like disrespectful, um yeah, like, yeah, yeah, I feel that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can really relate to what you just said because even though what I brought up initially was kind of different, it still plays into all of that. And it's also just, the social media thing is a constant battle for me. And it's like, yeah, this game. I don't like the fact that it's this game or that how hard it is to keep up with all of the things and the different themes for the reels. And it's like, oh, now this is the type of reel that you should post. And this is, and I don't even like the fact that, I mean, I do feel like it's ruining everyone's attention spans and all of that stuff. And then do I really want to play into that? Um, so yeah, there is a lot that comes up, and there's almost a really huge part of me, and it's like I've been doing all this work and I've been working with multiple mentors, but this is a constant thought that I've had where it's like, do I even want to use social media at all? Like, and I kind of do feel like it's, in a way bad for all of us, but then I also totally see how it does connect people. And, I mean, the certain people that I'm working with right now, have also really helped me, and I know that they're helping other people. So it's this double-edged sword. But yeah, I really want to find a way to show up authentically or not make myself feel like I have to, you know, do all of this crazy posting and stuff all the time. I've been challenged in one of the mentorships I'm doing right now to post more often, and it is good to challenge yourself to do that and to be more productive sometimes. But yeah, I really do feel like, they just want to suck up all of your energy, and it's like it forces you to be in this competitive mode where you're just like, oh, what's the next thing I have to do, and what's the next thing, and this and that and whatever. And then also, as you're putting yourself out there more, it's also dealing with like the people online, um and possibly having not non-positive interactions. So yeah, there's a lot, and it's something that I think about all the time. So I don't know if you want to go off of that a little bit more, but I a lot, everything that you said, I feel the same way.
For sure, like, I could just talk about this like tonight. I could just go into this, like I made a live today on in nature, and I've also been like on that phase in my business with my mentors and stuff like that, where it's like take action and like go, like and be embodied in your message and like let's go, let's go, let's go, and doing what it takes and learning that yes, it is a game and you need to play it. And if you don't want to play it, that's okay, but you need to also deal with the consequences. So whether we choose to play the game or not play the game, there are consequences to that. And what do we choose? And 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 yeah, like it's always this freaking paradox. Always. Like it's so annoying because like, and again, I feel this is us living the age of Aquarius, like the age of technology, the age of innovation, the age of collective like mass, because like we see everyone sharing their perspectives. And in social media, you can see, for me, this happens for me, like I watch a reel, someone saying something, and 2 seconds later, there's someone saying like the opposite thing, you know, and like, and I'm like feeling this paradox and this contrast, and I'm like, where do I stand, and who am I in the mix of all of these perspectives of all these people? Like, what am I about? Like, what is my truth? What is my message? What do I want to share? What do I believe in? And it's also like we compare ourselves a lot because that's like whether we want it or not, it just happens, right? Because we're consuming and seeing so many people that obviously we are influenced. And again, it has its, again, like you were saying, it's a double-edged sword. Like it's really good and it can be also really bad. And yeah, like for me lately, what I've been like focusing on and thinking about is like, okay, I want to grow my social media because I want to meet more people that I love. I want to make friends. I want to meet more family and I want to be of service, right? And at the same time, and it's like also the part where, yeah, I want to make money and I want to be like make more money and I want more visibility, and it's okay that we want that. But also like why do I want it? And and what has been like what I've been using as fuel is like, okay, the more I show up, the more comfortable I am in showing up, and the more people can find me and I can find people. Because if I'm hidden, like I've been for so many years, like we cannot find each other. And like Sylvie, you don't know this, but me and Nicole met a few years ago, where I think that was when I was sharing the most in my life. And we can talk about that because that's a whole great story to share. Sylvia, Nicole, you don't know this, but Sylvia is awakening her light language. Just woke up a few days or weeks ago. Like she just like awakened to her light language, and so she has like all this Kundalini energy and all this energy in her hands and like doing all these gestures, and she's like figuring that out. And Sylvia, me and Nicole met a few years ago when I first met the dragons, and my whole life shifted really fast, like super, super fast. I like started seeing energy, feeling energy, doing energy work, like connecting with other beings from other dimensions, like all that happening, speaking like 20, 30 different light languages, moving my hands. I started my light language arts, like, and at the same time, I met all these dragons. I met Nicole, I met Davina, I met Tony, I met Aurelia, I met Melissa, I met Ra. Like so many of us met at the same time, and there are many others. We all met at the same time through light language and through dragons. Like this is how we met. And at the same time, it's like if I wasn't visible, if I wasn't sharing on social media, we wouldn't have found each other. And sometimes like that's like the fuel, or like the thing that inspires me and that motivates me to keep going. It's like, okay, this has very bad stuff. Like there's like social media is very dark and very light, and it's how I use it. But like I would love to meet more people like me, like us, So let me be visible, let me share, and the other crazy people like me will find me, and I will be able to find them. Because again, like, uh, both you, Sylvia, Nicole, like, if you weren't posting, I wouldn't see you. We wouldn't have mates because, like, we are in different parts of the world. We wouldn't have mates. So social media is like, so imagine, like, for me to go travel to you, I need to like catch a plane and do all these things. But with social media, we can find each other like at a distance of a click, right? Like it's right on our phones. We can find each other so easily. So it's also about learning how to use social media in a way that benefits us and that is that resonates for us. So yeah, it's how it's like this tool, it's how we use it. And the other thing that I've been feeling a lot is like, I feel, and again, there's a very dark aspect to this, but the light aspect of it is like being able to, like, for example, you, Nicole, you are a massage therapist. Even though you can kind of only do massages in person, um, like the fact that we have social media helps us to find more clients and find more people. So even if your, I was saying, even if your massages are in person, with social media, you can share that message to more people so that more people can find you and tell a friend, oh, I have Nicole who is there and she can give you a massage. And like, even if you have like physical in-person businesses, social media can help us a lot with our businesses. And the part for me that is really important is I'm really passionate to bring money to the hands of people with pure intentions. People who are here to shift things in terms of education, food, sustainability, like create healing centers and sustainable retreats and like good organic food and like who have good intentions for the world. Because again, Age of Aquarius, the powers of like governments and institutions and structures that are in power that don't usually or never have like good intentions for the collective, or in a less like intense way, I can say that they don't always make the best choices for the collective, even if they are doing their best. I feel like when people like us have more money, we can create the eco villages, we can create the retreat centers, we can take care of farms, like we can travel the world and like meet each other. Like I'm really passionate that people like us have a lot more money. Like that is something that I'm really really passionate about, and that is why I choose to play the social media game. And again, this comes with the full moon in Leo, with being seen, right? Where like we're being seen and shining our lights unapologetically and trusting that the people who are meant to find us will find us. But at the same time, like no one can find you if you're not posting, because nowadays, like kind of everyone is doing that. And if you are not posting, yeah, maybe you can find people locally, but you know, it's different. We wouldn't have mics if it wasn't for social media. So it's knowing the dark aspects of it, but using the good aspects of it to our benefit and our advantage in a way that helps us build the life that we want and make the connections we want, right? So yeah, yeah, that's kind of where I wanted to go with that. But also being very conscious of the content that we are consuming, because we can literally go crazy with so many people sharing so many different things and comparing ourselves to where that person is, and this person says that you should be doing this, the other person said you should be doing that. And especially for spiritually awake people, it's like too much. Like, what is my truth? What does my body like? What my reality? And sometimes I feel like we lose our connection with the earth and with the universe, or whatever you want to call it, ourselves, because they are like bombarded with so many people telling you so many perspectives, like do this, do that, this is how you do it, like you need to meditate more, no, you need to exercise more, no, you need to make more this, no, you need to be more feminine, no, you need to balance your masculine energy, no, you need to do this. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, what is my truth? What do I need in this moment? And that's why, like, that's why I was saying in the beginning of this ceremony, which, like, this is kind of not a ceremony, it's more like a conversation. But even the conversation can be ceremonial if it's activating for all of us. But what was I going to say? Oh God, what was I going to say? Yeah, that's why, like, lately for me, I've been more focused on, like, kind of being with myself, not in a way where I'm like meditating, and I also do that, like, where I'm like, okay, my brain is overloaded, and I don't even watch social media that much, but it's like my brain is overloaded with information that other people are experiencing and thinking and sharing. But what do I feel? What is my truth? What do I need? And it's so intense, like, and what I've been doing that has been helping me, it's what I call like embodiment and somatic practices. That's why on the dragon activation, we like use our body a little. And that was just like a taste of what I've been doing. And I got like a really, really amazing mentor that I really recommend if you're curious, I can share with you. She does like somatic embodiment practices where you really connect with your body and with your emotions, and with all the bombarding of information from social media. This has been the one thing that has helped me, like, in ways that not even meditation was helping me. Like, this has been like my greatest toolkit ever, that I'm now incorporating in all the services that I'm offering. I'm now incorporating somatic embodiment exercises where, like as a coach, for example, I can tell you all this stuff that I feel, okay, I see your business, I see you, blah blah, this and that. But I also want to invite you to, like, listen to what I'm saying, but also if it doesn't resonate, freaking forget about it and listen to you, okay? Because even if I am your coach and you're paying me $1 million a month, like, I don't know more about your life and your body than you do. So as coaches and as guides, we are here to mentor and guide people, but also to remind them and activate them into their own discernment and into their own power. Because otherwise, it can get really confusing and really crazy and chaotic very fast. So, woo, it looks like I had a lot to say about that. This has been a lot in my mind lately. The social media thing and like the bombardment of information. And yeah, it is a lot, and it's a lot for our nervous systems. And at the same time, it's like we're losing connection in person, like, or like we're so much on our phones that, yeah, like I also am really passionate to start hosting more retreats and ceremonies in person, like, so that we can like see each other and like touch each other and like dance with each other, like eat food together and like cry together and like hug and like stuff like that, like. And yeah, like there's a whole journey to create that as well. So I guess we're all going through a lot. i guess I guess we're all going through it.
Yeah, that's, and I think it is just because of social media. It's a perpetual thing because we're constantly tuning into it. So, but I think that it's funny right now. I feel like it is specifically coming up today because I've had so many calls there's like an endless amount of calls and lives and things to do. And I'm like, yeah, should I even do a live? Because, you know, so many other people are doing it. But yeah, it's just it's a perpetual thing because this is kind of constantly the world that, you know, we've been placed in right now. And yeah, I am really grateful for everyone that I've connected with, and it does give us the ability to do something in person eventually, which I really look forward to. But yeah, it's a lot, and yeah, it's kind of this existential thing, especially when you are somebody that really, you know, actually really does care about all of this stuff, actually really is an empathic person. And I think that going back to what I was saying before about, oh, I feel like I'm a good person, but it never really matters. And maybe one thing, you know, that we have to take into consideration, or a thought that just came up for me, is like, you know, we're overwhelmed in thinking about all of these things because we are actually good people, we are actually empathic, unlike other people who will just take advantage of all of this and then take advantage of people. So that's why it does feel this way to us constantly. Because I feel like I've brought this up a few times as well. Like I feel like I've been talking about this. And I don't know, you know, part of me, I'm like kind of thinking like, is it like, is am I supposed to try to create a movement like away from social media or something, even though it's like you have to post on social media to create the movement? You know?
Dude, oh my god.
So yeah, but I think that is coming up. And but we are seeing how it is a very powerful tool, and you can put yourself out there and connect yourself with people, and you know that if you don't post, you know, you're not gonna be seen. And a part of it is even just being visible for people, like that in itself is just like nerve-wracking. And in one of the mentorships that I'm in right now, yeah, that is something that a lot of people are definitely struggling with, just like even putting yourself out there. Um, so yeah, it's a lot to think about, but I do think that, you know, it it does ultimately create community, and that's a beautiful part about it. And you know, glad to be able to connect right now, and be able to put this message out there, and be able to talk about it, you know, to help people realize that like they're not alone in thinking any of these things. Because I again think that for people that are trying to put themselves out there or have a business, yeah, these are things that come up all the time, and it's just good for people to be able to relate to it. So yeah, it's always what I think about when I gather with you. And yeah, how my life also completely changed when we all met each other as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't know when it's gonna happen, but yeah, like when we all get more money and stuff, it's like, yeah, I really do kind of envision like amazing things. So
Oh
I'm
my
excited
goodness,
to it.
Nico. Like, there's so much that you share that I'm like, oh, I wanna like. Okay, it's a lot. Let me see if I can grasp a few of that. Okay. Wow, like honestly, like being very real, like I keep saying this, like the whole time I've always been about authenticity. Like it's not that I've been about it. It's like I don't really know how to be any different than me, you know. And sometimes I think, oh, I should be more like like this or like that, and like more put together or something like that. And I'm like, but if it's not natural, like if it's natural, then yes. If it's not, then but like let me see. Like there are so many things you said that I want to touch on. First, like how hilarious it is, like that if I want to create something locally, I post about it on social media. Like you guys posting on social media. I'm going to create this retreat, this ceremony in person, but I will probably use social media to share about it. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
And And yeah, like, oh, there were so many things. Okay, let's talk about like how your life shifted when we met, because we all, Sylvia, and I hope this is also of service to you. And if anyone else is watching this on the replay, because this is such a like intimate conversation that we're having, I'm not sure people are gonna like want to tune in. But first I want to say this. Sometimes the greatest ceremony we can have is just a conversation, just like we're having now. And it's not like a meditation and blah blah blah. It's like no, actually just sitting down and talking about whatever is present. And that can be like the most powerful ceremony that could happen. Like, um yeah, like I know, because I've talked with literally each one of us, the dragons, when we met in the grids. Sylvia, when our light language activated and we met the dragons, and we literally sometimes would speak to each other in light language, in voice notes, or through like it's not memes. What is it? GIFs or GIFs, or like
Mm-hmm.
those emails or stuff like that. And we would communicate like telepathically and intuitively like that, without using too much like language. I remember that, and I know each one of our lives completely shifted, and I've been kind of um observing and watching each one of us go into their own journey, because we kind of separated all of a sudden. We all separate like the same, as fast as we got together for a few months, we also kind of disappeared from each other's lives just like that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's weird, but I know we all went so many transformations that are like beyond, I cannot even like comprehend it with my brain. But
Yeah.
I would love for you, if you want to share like how your life transformed when we met, and afterwards. Like, yeah.
Yeah, so my life really transformed. I mean, I joined the abundance grids. Like, I didn't really know that all of this was going to happen. Like I joined it specifically because of the pandemic. I wanted to be connected to more like-minded people, but it was also the whole like, sacred community, or like um we called it, so the abundance grids and stuff like that. And so yeah, I didn't necessarily know that that was going to happen. And at first, even at first I was like, yeah, I don't know, like, do I really resonate with this? Or like, I've never like spoken light language or anything. But the more that I kept going into it, and the more that I kept learning about dragon energy, I was like, wait, no, yeah, like I am a dragon, like I really am, for the way that I act and the way that I am in my real life, naturally and on social media. Um, so yeah, I just ended up really resonating with that energy, and just also the light language stuff and the light language activations, and realizing that I also resonated with that, because it's like, yeah, I also am a singer, I'm a vocal person. And it just kind of like makes sense, that I would also be able to do that and relate with it. And so yeah, it really generally opened me up to all of that, because I wasn't necessarily doing light language before. There were times where I drew like sigils, and then I was like, oh yeah, like I can also, it's like sigil light language stuff. So I started doing that. And then I also started speaking the light language, and that was just something that I had never done before. And so it just actually really activated all of that for me. And it was just really interesting because it activated this whole thing. And then I just feel like my life has been very intense, or there's been a lot of stuff that's happened. I do almost kind of feel like it was an initiation, and ever since that time, and having this energy like be activated, I still think that I carried it with me in a sense, and that I kept reminding myself about, the dragon energy. And yeah, I mean, there's just been a lot of situations where I've really had to like stand my ground, stand up for myself, speak my truth, no matter if people have liked it or not. And I, yeah, definitely feel like that's dragon energy. And so, yeah, I just kept that with me. And I just feel like it really helped me persevere through a lot of the things that have gone on in the last couple of years since we all connected with each other. Yeah, I really actually do feel like it helped me, even if it was subconscious at some points, um, helped me get through the situation that I've been in, helped me have the strength to kind of like get out of this situation that I was in. Um, yeah, so it really helped and it's even still now, because even though we kind of disappeared or we kind of all kind of like went our separate ways, we've all still kind of stayed connected as well. Um, and yeah, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of coming back around, or it's like these energy cycles that we go through, and I don't even know if it's like the astrology, but it's like all of a sudden we were together, all of a sudden like we weren't. And I do actually kind of miss it, because it does feel like it was just like this like I don't know, I don't even know if that noise describes it or makes sense. But yeah, it was just like this, like, just this quick kind of, it almost feels like this quick second, but it made such an impact. And I am really happy for the fact that I am still connected to, a lot of you, and that it really does feel like, even this right now, we haven't talked to each other really face to face or had like a conversation like in so long, but it feels like it's so natural, and it feels like one of those friendships that I've had, that it's like, from high school or something, where it's like, okay, I could not talk to that person for months or years or whatever, and then when we get back together, it's just like totally normal. So yeah, that is my experience with the dragons.
It's crazy. Like, what happened? I feel it's like maybe the events in my life that there's no way I can ever possibly try to comprehend or describe that to anyone. Like, what happened? Like, Sylvia, me, Nicole, and a bunch of other friends, all dragons, met each other through like this thing that we call the abundance grids. I have no idea how we found each other. Like, I literally don't know. Like, I don't know how I met you, how I met Ra, Melissa, and Aurelia. Like, I have no idea. Like,
we just ended up in like a random group together.
I don't know who invited who. Like, who invited
right, that's
who?
the thing. Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. That's the thing. I think Christina Martine invited me.
I don't know who invited me. Like, I don't know. I don't even remember. But like all of like that was literally the most magical event of my life. Where after that, I cannot unsee what I saw. I cannot not experience like the magic that was there is literally undeniable. For people who are not like spiritual or into energy or awake or whatever, like after you go through an experience like that, it's undeniable. It's like doing. I've never done ayahuasca, but I would think that it's like doing ayahuasca, and then you cannot unsee what you just saw. Like,
yeah, and especially for it to happen at the time that it did. And I think there was obviously a reason for it. Like, there was a global crisis going on, and so partially like it was kind of the thing around money, or people trying to generate more money at that time because we were going through this crazy crisis. But then also naturally, aside from that, like going through a global crisis like that, and especially because we do have social media, so then this is another thing about social media, it's a double-edged sword. Okay, people are getting censored and all of this crazy stuff, but then it also kind of technically does allow us to share our truth, and then to be able to, like, again, meet like-minded people. But yeah, so it was the financial aspect, but then also I feel like that kind of situation will inevitably create, like, okay, you kind of have to like find your community and like and it automatically creates a split with people, because and like this kind of like polarization in a sense. but then that kind of helps you be like, okay, like I kind of know like who's who now. And then just the fact that it was like we were all in this community and it was a very supportive thing, like that is what helped me get through. Because at the time, like, yeah, I basically had like no money. Like there was a point where I literally had $0 because of, you know, everything that went on. And it was obviously insane. You know, it's insane to like worry about, oh my God, am I going to be able to pay my rent? And also being in the abundance grids and being connected with all of you. And we had all these Zoom calls all the time. And, you know, it really did help me challenge my abundance mindset and like get through that time without like actually having a mental breakdown. so yeah,
Yeah,
because
like
I think that a lot of people did go through that, and and there's a lot of people that had no idea about those kinds of communities, were completely isolated, didn't have anybody to talk to. So like, yeah, really reflecting back on that, it's like, yeah, I'm extremely grateful for that.
mhm. Yeah, it's like I remember that with the money that I made in the grids, I was able to buy my iPad, which I still have. And that's when I started drawing light language. Like I got the iPad because I felt like I had all this creativity that I didn't know where to put. And then like without like I don't know what happened, but I would stay like hours and hours and hours and hours just like drawing and then like oh my god, it was crazy. And like I feel that it got to a point, and I've talked with Aurelia about this, where maybe what happened was the energy was so freaking intense that we needed like a little break, but it was like the break was like too sudden. Like it was so crazy how it happened. Like but we needed like also like to ground and recalibrate like our nervous system and our lives. And this is where I want to bring this conversation, because this cannot be like the fact that this was supposed to be a ceremony and we end up here talking about this. And I don't know, I'm still not sure why Sylvia is holding space for us and is here with us, but there is a reason that the three of us are right here having this conversation. Even if my brain doesn't really understand it, there is a reason. I don't know what it is, but there sure is one. And for me, this whole conversation wraps up, literally wraps up in a circle. The theme that, and I just said this, and I'm looking at my two dragons. I need to show you. Wait, I have like this one,
Oh, that's amazing. Yes.
and then I have this one.
Love
These
it.
are the when I'm making videos. This is where I'm looking. I'm looking at my baby dragons there. And for me, this conversation wraps up. Thank you, Sylvia, for sharing. Thank you. You are so sweet. I really hope, like Sylvia, that someday we can either speak like language fluently and we can just communicate like that, or we don't even need to talk and we just hug and dance, or that you can speak English a little bit better so we can connect like more deeply. Yes, like I want to hug you so much. Like it's so funny. Like the barrier like of language, like it's so weird. Like you can understand us, but it's like you can't really speak that well. And so it's like weird, like this human language thing. It's so weird. Uh, but yeah, this for me, this all wraps up into one thing that I've been feeling this year. Like when we met, that was when I was the most, and I use this word a lot, but I hate that word lately. Spiritual. That's when I was the most connected. Like I was seeing things, I was doing energy work, like I could do like, but to a point where it was like to a point of insanity where like it was too much for my nervous system and for my brain. My brain could not process what was happening. And if I would tell this to anyone, if people would just think I'm freaking insane, you know. And I talked with Aurelia about this a lot, and Tony, and that was when I was the most connected. And I feel that since then, and it's been so many years, I've been on a very slow journey to ground my ass down, to the point where last year something happened in my life. And I shared a tiny bit of this on social media, but not too much because I'm still unraveling it in a way that feels comfortable for me to put it out. But I had a very traumatic experience in my life that, like, all of a sudden, everything shifted in my life. So I started eating meat again. I haven't shared this. I don't think I've shared this. I think this is kind of the first time, second time I'm sharing this. Whatever. After almost 10 years, I started eating meat. I stopped smoking because I was smoking weed or CBD. I completely stopped and I started eating meat. So what's made me, like the light language, dragons, like the energy work, the activations, being a vegan, smoking every day, all of that shifted in from that traumatic experience. It all, I have no idea why I'm sharing this, but it all shifted in that moment. My whole reality shifted. And I was like, who the fuck am I if I'm no longer a vegan? If I don't smoke anymore, and if I don't see energy and speak like who am I? Who is Milena? Like, what's going on? And this probably, you can, like, in a spiritual way, you can say that this was my Saturn return, hitting hard as fuck with 5 planets in Capricorn. Was not fun at all. But since then, I've been slowly grounding down. And since that moment last year, I've been really, really grounding down. That's why I found this mentor. Also, have no idea how I found her, but her videos on Instagram, I was like, dude, it's like she was speaking exactly what I needed. And like, I looked for therapists, I asked for energy healings, ankh healings, radionic table healings. Like, I asked all my energy friends for help, and no one could help me. The only thing that helped me was embodiment, somatic, like in the body, like, because I was so out of body that I think maybe that's why I stopped smoking, like to not be out of body. And maybe
Mm.
that's also why I started eating meat, because it like grounds my ass like nothing else, you know. And and I feel that all of these, because I used to have all these visions, and I still have the Notion document where I wrote down all the things I was seeing, like, oh, we are going to gather in community in a few years. This is going to happen. This is going to happen with the dragons. Like, all this is going to happen. But it was so intense, I could not grasp it or ground it. And I feel lately what has been happening in my life was these things that help me ground so that I can create that for us. Because since the moment we met, and this is what I was saying, that I was going to wrap it up, and where I was seeing all these topics come together with social media, with being seen, with making money, with the dragons, with light language. Oh my god.
They're all over. I have like 4 cats. They're all over me.
Oh, I want to grab my cats.
Hello, little sweetie.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh my god, I love cats so much.
What were
Sylvia,
you doing?
do you have any animals, any pets? Let us know. Yeah, I will share that in a moment. I will get to it, because, like, yeah, I have to have to share this. uh yeah, Sylvia, let us know if you have any pets, any familiars, any animals. I have my dog Gaia, and my cat Shanga. Oh, you don't have any more. Okay. Oh, yeah. I my dog and my cat, like, are literally the loves of my life. And I was saying that And maybe that pause we had is for me to also ground and calm my energy a little. But I've always seen that it would be my mission, my job, and I felt like my Capricorn energy really turned on by this. That I was supposed to gather us all physically someday, like physically. But for that, I needed to ground and like in a way where the universe, life, whatever you want to call it, has been like, I feel like I don't know, like I just had this image which is very dramatic, but you know, like when they would like whip the slaves and like I feel like life has been doing that to me for me to ground and become the person, like physically, not like, oh, I'm a goddess, I'm an angel, I'm a dragon. No, no. Me in this body as human, but I like through a lot of pain and a lot of challenge, and I've never shared this, through a lot of pain and a lot of challenge that only I know. And I know this happens has happened to lots of us in different ways, uniquely in our own lives, to prepare me to be the person who can actually make that happen. Not in a way that it's like, oh, it would be so much fun if we would meet and we would hug and we would do like a dragon retreat. No, no, like I will at least freaking die trying to make that shit happen. And if I need to post more on social media, and if I need to make more money, and if I need to get out of my comfort zone and be seen and share more and like sell, even if it's uncomfortable, and like create more things and like show up even more, even if when I don't want to, I will fucking do it. I'm here for it. And as always, I am all the fuck in. I am all the fuck in. And if it's uncomfortable, let it be so. I will at least freaking try to make us all gather at least once in this lifetime where all the dragons meet in person. Not in the ethers, not in meditation, not in Zoom calls, in an event that like we can actually hold. And I will at least freaking die trying to do that. And that's what I've been doing. And like, this is my secret. I've been working on it every day of my life since I met all of you. It's like, I will freaking make this happen. And it's hurting because it's showing me all my insecurities, all my fears, all my doubts, all my who am I to do that? Like other people, again, with the full moon in Leo and what we were sharing on social media, other people can make a lot of money. Other people are showing up, but who am I to do it? Like feeling small, feeling not enough, feeling too much. I'm too weird. I'm too spiritual. I stopped being so spiritual. Like all this shit has been laid down in front of me for me to deal with by my fucking self. All these years, I've been dealing with all these things by my freaking self. Like in ways that are more intense that I can possibly describe. But my vision, and this is funny because everything is literally connected because this is what I share in my containers and in my mentorship and stuff like that. And in the membership that I created, I share about this because I went through it and I'm still going through it. So I share what I'm literally embodied in. Like all these shits, like, but I never lost my vision of like I will at least die trying to create that. Like it's not a big deal like to host a retreat or something like that and like fly everyone out. If you don't have money for a freaking plane, I fucking buy your freaking plane. Who the fuck cares? Like just freaking come and gather all of us again in person, because if it was that powerful, then imagine if we are physically together, the whole world might explode, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe this is why all of us have gone through such deep initiations, like such deep. Like I don't know, I know we haven't talked in a long time, but like the only two people I've been talking like a little bit is like Aurelia and Tony, and I know they have been going through fucking hell. Like, and I'm like, dude, like I've been there as well, and I don't know if this has been your experience as well, but like it has not been easy for any of us. I feel like maybe Davina and Melissa are a little bit like better, but who knows? Like,
No, nope.
yeah, who? Yeah,
I
I
do
don't know.
talk to Davina. No, me and Davina, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of working with her right now. And like, yeah, no, she has also, we've all been through like crazy stuff. So, and yeah, maybe that is what it is. Like, it does feel like it's this initiation. So, you can
Yeah,
keep going.
like seriously, honestly, and again, Sylvia, like there is something in your energy that I don't get in my brain, but I can feel it, that you are energetically holding a certain space and frequency. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had this conversation. So thank you so much for doing that with us and for us. I don't know how to explain it, but I can feel it. And like, yeah, like thank you, because this, like I needed this. Like this, I thought I was gonna facilitate a ceremony. I think I'm receiving. So thank you. Because in social media, I've seen all these coaches and all these people just share the good parts. And I've always been like, dude, there's all this shit under the rug that no one talks about. And I know it's uncomfortable as fuck to show up on social media sharing your biggest fears and vulnerabilities. But I'm like, maybe I'm the one to fucking do that, because like, like, because now that you're sharing that about Devine and you as well, it's like, oh, it wasn't just me who was going through all of that. It was actually all of us. So maybe if I bring this up, we all feel more comfortable to start talking about it, and maybe talking about it will help it shift, will help it transform, instead of like, oh, just being love and light, like all the good stuff. Like, no, let's also talk about the very uncomfortable shit that happens, and these major initiations, especially for people who are awake and spiritually aware. Like again, that word is so vain nowadays. Ah, spiritual, whatever, that are awake, you know. uh I feel maybe, and I feel like this is kind of, I feel this weight that like it's my responsibility to talk about this, because I see anyone else talking about it, and maybe this is my dragon job and my Capricorn job with my Saturn kicking my ass all the time. Maybe it's my job to talk about it, but like, no, but I want to be more positive and more light, and like people are going to get uncomfortable. I'm going to be uncomfortable sharing my biggest insecurities on social media where everyone can see it and make me feel even worse. But like, maybe I'm supposed to do that, or at least in ways that feel comfortable for my nervous system, and for me, where it's not like exposing too much, where it's even more vulnerable. But like, we all need to talk about this, not about the good parts of spirituality and spiritual awakening, but all the shit and all the initiations that happen. Because maybe then we can help each other, and maybe we can transmute and transform the energy much faster. So thank you so freaking much for this conversation. Like, it's insane what is happening. Like, and like my brain, I feel like I am only grasping 20% or 10% of the magic that is actually weaving in this conversation. We touched upon so many subjects that have been inside of me for so long. I know for you and for many of us as well, that were like hidden. And now comes a full moon in Leo, and like, whew, let's talk about it. And like, okay, and like the wrapping it up, okay. And when I heard someone say that this was going to be the year of the dragon, I was so triggered, because when I heard that, I was like, that was when like I was literally, and again, I haven't shared this before, but whatever. I was going through like a lot of challenges with my mental health, which I never even knew that that was a thing that you could experience. Like, I don't even know what that was. And that was the scariest thing I've ever had to face in my life. Um, and when someone told me that this was the year of the dragon, I was so disconnected from myself that literally broke me. Like it broke my heart, literally broke when I heard it. And I was like, the dragons, but like, what the fuck? These dragons, like, dragons are not even real. Like, what the fuck? Like, if they were real, my life wouldn't be like this, and I wouldn't feel like this. Like, what's the fucking point of dragons if then life on Earth is so shitty, and I feel like I'm crazy, and like what's going on? But like, I literally felt my heart cracking like a crystal or a rock, like doing like that. But then and like slowly, and this has been like, I heard that it was going to be the year of the dragon in like November or December or something like that, and slowly little things started happening where I was like, ooh, I remember this kind of magic and this kind of synchronicities, but they were like very tiny, like literally breadcrumbs of like energy, like saying that something good is gonna happen soon. I don't know when, I don't know what it is, but like tiny, tiny breadcrumbs of synchronicities. And then I was like, dude, if this is the year of the dragon, I will not be in my fucking cave. Like, I will get even more uncomfortable. I will make the fucking changes. And if I need to go to the gym, even if when I don't want to, and if I need to like show up on social media when I feel like shit, like I will fucking do it. Because if this is the year of the dragon, and if that's, even if that's like something that's like, oh, the Chinese count, whatever, it's like, the dragon, like, oh, I forgot about that completely. And it's like, whoa, I cannot postpone these things anymore. That's why I created the ceremony. That's why I showed up in right now today. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen this year, but Nicole, you're here with me. Sylvia, you are here with me. I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen this year, but something will fucking happen. I don't know what it is, and I will do my best to do my part. And it can hurt as fucking hell. And I've been there, and fuck it. I'm all in for this. And let's see what we can shift and change in this year of the dragon, where instead of praying for dragons outside of ourselves, we become the fucking dragon that gets the fuck out of the dragon cave and into the world with the heart wide open and the wings ready to soar, and really actually make a difference on earth right now, even if it's uncomfortable. Like, fuck social media being fucked up, like let's use it to our advantage, let's use it to like build a movement, to make a change, like to make a difference. Like, that's the whole point. And yeah, just thank you for being here, and thank you for weaving this energy with me. This is insane what's happening in this call right now.
Yes, I feel the same way. And yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, I kind of have a few thoughts, even back to when you were talking about getting your iPad. So like with the light language and draw, it's like, have you never done light language mandala drawing? Like you just started doing it?
Yeah, I never done it, never. And when we joined the grids, like I could not stop drawing. I couldn't, and I had no idea what was going on. And only after I drew, I would receive what it was. It would come to me. Like, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, it's just really, yeah, it's really interesting because that's like, it looks like that's a skill that you've had, like that you've been working on for your whole life or something. That's okay, so yeah, that's amazing. And then there was some, oh my gosh, there was something else I was gonna say. Now I'm kind of forgetting. But oh yeah, that like, so that, you started that, and that it activated that for you. But then even now, like I kind of didn't realize, because you've been so consistent with the, the light language and the art and putting it out there. And I don't know, so I kind of felt like it's interesting to hear that you really felt super disconnected, and I guess probably maybe for a minute I did too, but that I didn't expect to hear that from you because I feel like you've been kind of still putting this energy out there. And to hear that you're like, yeah, like you just kind of had this like recharge and like that's why you decided to do these ceremonies. And I don't know, it's like I've never stopped thinking about it either. And maybe that's also because we see each other on social media and like we are still connected in that way. But yes, it's very interesting to know that you were having those thoughts and you're like, oh, dragon, and like that energy, it's not even real and blah, blah, blah. And like now you're here. And I don't know, I thought that this was like kind of something that you had it seemed like something that you'd been planning for a while. But
What?
it's like to have a ceremony or to like start doing like the dragon thing again or like, yeah. Yeah.
Not at all. Like at all. At all. Yeah. And it's funny, like to hear that from you, because I have no idea what people think or not think. I'm too much in my own experience to worry about that. It's too much. But now that you're sharing it, like I had no idea that that's how it could look like on the outside. Like it's been hell. It's been hell. To be honest, it's been hell.
No,
Like
for me too. Trust me. I feel you. And even if it might not be like the exact same experiences or whatever, like, yeah, it's really like the past couple of years. And I do now just feel like I'm finally like that I could reconnect with that energy, basically. So yeah, it's been a trip for sure.
I feel like now I can connect the energy in a way that is not like out of body and ungrounded and like excited and naive and and like young and spiritually deep in a way where it's like, no, actually I need to be the dragon, and like they don't need me in other dimensions. I am needed on earth as Madalena. So what's the point of like being a dragon and speaking like language if then I have these very basic human challenges in my life that I cannot overcome?
Mm-hmm.
Point is like ground your ass. The universe like is like ground your ass, baby. You think about dragons, you should be the dragon. You should be the dragon in this reality because that's where you're needed. So
and I will say, oh sorry.
No, go.
I was just gonna say that, that it was, it was this real thing and this real energy, obviously, between all of us. But now that you say that, like, yeah, it's like I don't think any of us were prepared for it. And it was kind of this like all over the place. Like we were really kind of just like having fun. And it was like this naive childlike sort of thing. And that, yeah, now we've all been through this crazy initiation. And it does come down to the fact that like, we're in the physical realm. Like this is where we are right now and we do have to deal with that. And yeah, as much as I can appreciate all of the angels and dragons and all of that stuff, it's like we do have to like also pay attention to physical reality and like what's actually going on, and so, yeah, I feel like we have kind of all grounded more and that it's actually just like, yeah, no, like we are dragons. And now like, okay, we're both here, right? We've both made it through all of these crazy difficult times that we've gone through. And I feel like that energy that we all connected to, even if we felt disconnected to it at some points, still helped us like get through everything.
Yeah, for sure. Like in ways that I was and still honestly am not conscious of, but how I made it through all of that darkness, because I thought I knew what darkness and spiritual initiations were. This was like, and like, you know how sometimes like we are intuitive or we feel something is coming or we take oracle cards or we see astrology or stuff like that. I could never Like I feel that even if they told me the dragons, the universe, the cards, the astrology would told me that you're gonna go through a few years where it's gonna feel like hell, I wouldn't. My brain would. It was impossible to comprehend the dimensionality of hell that I was about to enter. Like it would be, I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to fathom it, to imagine it, and therefore I wouldn't be able to prepare for it. And what it feels like for me, I feel like I was in the darkest of hells for years, and like blindfolded, like, and I was in darkness. I could not see that I was in darkness. I could not see a way out. I could not, like, the things that I used to use to help me, like meditating. I could not, like, for a while there, I could not meditate because I would just get out of body. Like I couldn't stay in the body. I would just go. And I don't know
Mhm.
where I was going, but it was not good. It was not good. And so, like, energy healing disappeared. I could not do it myself, and if I asked other people to do it, it wouldn't be a good experience for me. So, like, then what remains? Like, how can I get out of this? And dealing with this is so fucked up. Dealing with all the people who are not so spiritually consciously aware, telling me that, yeah, you see, you're crazy. We told you, and stuff like that, and being like so humbled down, and like yeah, it was what it was, and it is what it is. And here we are. And maybe this is like a seed. Maybe this conversation right here right now on the first full moon of the year, which this cannot be like a coincidence that this is going, like, like, first, I did not plan to do that dragon activation. It came to me because of my mentor again, that is like, take action even if you feel afraid or doubtful. And so I did. um, and then after that ceremony, I was like, do a full moon ceremony on the first full moon of the year. And I was like, no, this is too much. Like, I've never done a ceremony. Then I do a dragon ceremony, and week later, I'm gonna tell them I have no one is gonna come. Like, like this is not. It's too much. But it was like, just show the fuck up. Like, show up, and if people are there, they are there, and if no one comes, I deal with it, you know. And then here we are having this, like, this cannot be a coincidence. This has to be at least a seed, a tiny small seed of hope to what's to come. Like, and now, and like, I'm so happy that I'm have this on my YouTube. And if we prefer, I can put this private, the video private, so it's only for us. But literally, I'm so happy that this is recorded, because in a while I feel this moment is going to be like, Nicole, Sylvia, do you remember, like, when we did that full moon ceremony, and like we shared all that shit, and like, oh my god, like, and look what's happening now. Like, oh my god, like, you can't make this shit up. Like, what happened? Like, I feel this is like a seed of hope of something that's to come. And I really started feeling this year like this intuition that I haven't felt probably since we all met. This very small intuition, like, not like I used to have, which was like a full body intuition where it's like, I can see things, I know, like, I can feel that tomorrow this is going to happen. Like, I could feel it in the whole body. No, this is like a grain of sand of intuition that I started feeling this year, that something is going to happen. I don't know what it is. I have no idea. I just know that I'm here. And right now I feel called to do a live. And I don't think about it, just press the record. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about, but I press record. And right now, and tomorrow I'm there, and all of a sudden I feel go to the beach. And I go. And I have no idea why I'm going, but I go. And then I feel like go to sleep. And I go to sleep. Then I feel like write something. And I write. And then it feels like, make that call. And I make the call. And it's like this tiny, tiny thing, because I could not do this before because I was out of body. But because now I'm like, I'm actually here, it's like this nudge is like intuitive, where your body just moves. So for example, with meat, like I was one of those annoying vegans that was like, you're eating the dead flesh of animals, and like you're like sorry to say annoying, I'm saying I was annoying, not saying that other I was annoying, you know. But you know what started happening for the last 2 years? um would When I would see someone eat meat, my body would salivate. I would look at, because before I would be like, that's an animal, that's so disgusting. But in the last 2 years, I was looking at meat and my mouth started salivating right away. And I would be like, ooh, that looks really good, but I can't because I'm a vegan and that's a bad animal. But my body, and even thinking about this, I'm salivating, my body would salivate. And I was like, for 2 years, I was feeling my body telling me this, and I wouldn't, and I didn't do anything about it until one day, my mom told me to go get a blood test, and I was actually like, I actually felt I need to go, and I did go. All my levels of all the things were perfect, but like I had very bad anemia. Like my B vitamin and D vitamin, that was good actually, which is weird because I was that vegan that didn't eat any protein at all. I didn't eat tofu. I didn't eat soy. I didn't eat grains or beans. Like I didn't eat any protein at all. I didn't like those foods. And I had such bad anemia that I was like, this is my excuse that I need to do this for my body. And as soon as I ate meat for the first time, my whole life shifted. I was like, I cried so much, and I was like, how did I do this to myself for so many years? Like, I know like that this is a dead animal and it's still kind of creepy, and like to see it and to bite and to imagine that that's a little cow, or like, yeah, that still fucks me up, to be honest. But my body feels so alive. It's like, finally food, like finally, like, oh, I have energy, like, oh, I'm here, I'm good, like my memory is better, I feel better. So all these things that I started doing, like these nudges where it's like, do this, and I do it, and I don't know where I'm going. It's like I'm blindfolded. I can only see the next step. I cannot see the second step after that, but I can see this one. And I take that one step. And as soon as I take that step, the other one is revealed. Like this ceremony. I did it. I showed up. Thought no one was gonna come. You had the same thing being vegetarian. Seriously? Like, and I know Aurelia is still a vegan, and sometimes I worry for her, you know, like, and I feel that there are people who can be vegan forever. I feel we all are on our journeys. Our bodies are different, and our necessities are different, and our paths and lessons are different. I had to honor that this was where my path was taking me. And yeah, please share.
Yeah, it happened for me. And now that we're talking about all of this, and yeah, I guess it really seems like it was like this grounding, like I needed more grounding because I was a vegetarian for years. I didn't eat any kind of meat for years. And then, yeah, during the pandemic, like in the beginning of the pandemic, and I think it was just going back to like, you know, all the chaos that we were all under. And then it was like, yeah, I feel like I need something more to like ground me. And it was also probably just like, oh, yeah, this is what's going on in the world. Like, fuck it, basically. Let me just eat some meat before, you know, maybe I die. So, but you know, this is also what I've kept in mind with, you know, the vegetarian, vegan stuff. You know, I did it for a while and I have the same perspective, but then at the same time, you know, we do have to think about the fact that it is, you know, the cycle of life and like the way that we were able to like develop, like we did have to I mean, we ate all kinds of things, but like, I think that meat is one of the thing that kind of helped us, develop, and that even in the animal kingdom, it's like, okay, well, the animals are eating each other, so that's kind of what I've tried to keep in mind, and that is like a realistic thing. Like that is what happens. So it doesn't matter if we're eating the animals, like, the animals are gonna basically eat each other. I mean, yeah, there is a problem with like the factory farming and all of that stuff and the conditions that the animals are kept in. And I totally agree with that. But at the same time, I do feel like there's been this whole thing where, yeah, it's like almost this like shame or this guilt or like, oh, like we, shouldn't do this, shouldn't eat meat. And if you do, like, oh, you're eating the flesh of a dead animal. And I, still kind of think that, but I think it's more so around the fact that okay, maybe somebody could be vegan forever, but at the same time, I feel like we pressure ourselves into being like, we have to eat this way forever. And it's like, we actually don't have to eat in the same way forever. And we should probably change it up once in a while. And yeah, I've heard things about veganism. I also think that it does depend on your blood type. So there's people that should eat more meat, and maybe there's people that should eat less or maybe not any. But yeah, I think it's an individual thing, but I don't think that we have to shame or guilt ourselves into eating the same way forever. And I think that that's, also kind of what I've learned along the way. And that I still can, like I've gotten into detox and there are still times where like, okay, now I'm going to be a raw fruit vegan, but that I don't, make myself feel like I have to eat that way forever. And that there are just different times in our life that call for different things. And, yeah, exactly what you're saying, where you're like, you were vegan and vegetarian. And like I still smoke, so that's still something that I'm kind of like battling with. But I do see, ooh, I don't know what happened, but I do see how, like smoking and that like not eating meat and stuff like that, it's like kind of keeps you out of your body, and changing that up, helps you come back into it. So I don't know what happened. I guess maybe there's Wi-Fi
But I can
trouble. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I can see how like changing that up like would help to ground you more. And now that you say that, I think that that's also probably why I started eating meat again as well. Because I was like, so even subconsciously, I was like, oh, I need to feel more grounded. Um,
Mhm.
yes.
I think my camera also stopped. Like all our cameras stopped. Can you see me moving?
I can't see you moving, but I can see you now. Maybe it's telling
Okay.
us that we should end it.
Yeah, it's funny because like for me, all our cameras stopped. But
Okay.
I
Mine, I can still see myself moving. And I can see Sylvia moving.
okay, I feel it's maybe my internet. It's okay. I just
Yeah.
want to acknowledge what Sylvia shared on the chat, and I just wanted to add one thing to what you were saying. This vegan thing was also, again, because all these topics that we're talking, if we pay attention, they are all interconnected. And
Mm-hmm.
this topic is also connected with being the being good, like being the good girl, like it's what we were sharing before. I don't know what's happening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, because my mouse is like even the mouse of the computer is like doing the thing where it's waiting.
Oh,
So
okay. This is so interesting. Yeah, no, I can still hear you.
okay, we wrap it up, universe. Thank you for letting us know. But even that vegan thing is that thing that we were sharing before about being good, like that I want to be good and that I'm a good person, and like all of that is also connected. And
Yes.
Sylvia, if you want to share with us in the chat, like you said that your eating pattern is also changing. If you want, I know it's challenging for you to translate Dutch for English on Google Translator, but if you want to share with us and let us know like what is changing, like what were you eating before and what are you eating now, if you want to share that, thank you. And also like thank you so much for holding this space, because like Sylvia just also wrote like, how is your throat now? I don't know why, but I have to ask you. Like in the beginning of this call, my throat was really hurting, and I even like took an oracle card on my phone on this app that I have that was telling me that something needed to be shared like in my throat, like there was something that needed to come out, and I had no idea what that was. I was like, dude, I'm already making so many videos and showing up on social media, and I'm already talking about a lot of stuff, like what else am I supposed to talk about? And like now I feel like all this literally space and spaciousness in my throat that I didn't feel before. So thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you. I had to pee. Sorry.
Okay, good. Okay, I was like, oh, this just crashed. Okay, we're good. Okay. I still cannot see any of us moving, and it's kind of annoying. I am sorry. Can you see me moving? Oh, this is so annoying. Let me know if you can still hear me and see me moving, because all my screen is frozen. So let me know if you can hear me. And Sylvia, if you're able to share in the chat, let me know, because like my whole computer is kind of frozen right now.
I can't see you at all, but I can hear you. Like your
Okay.
screen is black, but I can hear you.
Uh-oh. Okay, let me see. I'm changing my Wi-Fi. Let me see if it gets better. Otherwise, we can wrap this up, because like you can't go it goes. Let me see if it's so weird, like it just froze.
Yeah, it did just freeze.
Well, okay. That's okay. Can you see Sylvia moving?
I can see Sylvia, yes, and I can see her moving.
Okay. Okay, good. I don't know what's happening, but it's okay. Okay, my internet is okay. It's coming back. Oh, it's coming back. Oh, okay, we're back. Wait, what's going on? Wait. Okay, are we here? Okay, I can see myself moving. Woo! It's nice to see myself moving again. Woo! Okay, what just happened? That was kind of creepy. Woo! Okay,
Technology.
well, that's just what it is. Let me see what Sylvia was writing. In the past few weeks, I no longer need bread and meat in the morning. I eat yogurt. Ah, wow. So you're saying that you're eating bread and meat in the morning, but now you feel like you don't need it, that you're eating just yogurt. Is that it? Wow. Okay, Nicole, you're back. Are they kicking us out? What's going
I think I accidentally exited out of it that time.
on? Okay. Wow, Sylvia. Okay, yeah, we're all going through shifts in our food as well. That's kind of interesting. I'm eating more meat. Sylvia's eating less. we're all on our journeys. And again, it's like, again, with all the social media thing and everyone doing their own thing, it's like really important that we know in each moment of our lives what resonates for us and what doesn't, because there was a moment where I really felt like being vegan was the best thing I could do for me and for the earth and all of that. And right now, honestly, like full honesty, I feel guilty, a little bad every time I buy meat or I eat meat, but I physically feel so much better. So we're all on our journey. And again, no judgment. And I feel that Earth is a very weird, paradoxical place. Um, and the more you see, like, some people going to extremes in one way, you then see people going to the extremes on the other way. So I feel like this is just life, literally life on earth, and we just need to feel into where our journey individually is guiding us, and not judge ourselves or others for choosing differently. Yeah, we're all doing our best one way or another. I feel like we're all literally doing our best. So my loves, how are you feeling? I feel like this is the like these internet thingies are telling us to wrap it up. It's like 12 it's like 11 p.m. right now here in Portugal. And this was so, like, honestly, seriously, and I've said this before, but you cannot make this shit up. Couldn't be a ceremony more powerful than this, I feel. There would not be a meditation or an activation or a whatever that would be more powerful than this that just happened. And again, this is why it's important that when we feel these nudges to show up, even if you don't know why, that you do it. I could never, how could I possibly imagine that I would feel called to schedule a full moon ceremony and then this would happen? I could never imagine, like, could never imagine it in my mind. The only thing I needed to do was post about the full moon ceremony and show the fuck up. Maybe people don't come, but I need to show up. Even if no one comes, I need to be there because I felt called to it. And that's the only thing I needed to do. And then, as I was like, since yesterday, I was feeling like when I would think, like, oh, what is going to the ceremony look like? Nothing would come. And the only thing I kept receiving was, stop thinking about it. You're not gonna. I literally, when I was writing, we're gonna do a light language activation, and I posted on Instagram. I felt that that's not gonna happen. I wrote it. As soon as I posted, I was like, the light language part is not gonna happen. I don't know why, but I felt it right away. And then I felt bad, like, oh my God, but how I said that it's gonna happen and probably it's not. Like, what the fuck? But like, I will just tell people, and if it comes, it comes, and if it doesn't come, it doesn't come. I'm just gonna be honest. But like, I could never predict this. And I want to again wrap this up with trusting. And I invite each one of us, me, Nicole, and Sylvia, and if anyone else for any reason is watching this epic conversation, um, follow the breadcrumbs. You don't need to know the whole staircase. You see the next step, you take that step. And this feels like so motivational speaking or like whatever, but it's actually fucking real. Like, look where we are and what happened. Because I followed the step. I had no idea the next step, but I just followed that one. So follow the breadcrumbs, each one of us in your life. If your body, if your mind, if you feel a call to life, to create something, to write something, whatever, don't think too much about it, because even if you think about it, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. That's not the point of our brains sometimes. It's not to get everything. It doesn't work like that. It has limited capacity to understand the dimensionality of what sometimes is happening. So just take that first step blindly and trust. It's what we call leaps of faith. You're called turn right, and you're like, no, but I always go left. Like, why would I go right? Shut up, just go right, you know, just go right. Just get out of the house, just do the thing, just And sometimes we hear intuitions. Sometimes our body literally moves. You're like going on the street and your body turns the other way. Sometimes this happens to me, like I'm on my phone or I'm chilling at home, and all of a sudden I grab my phone and I press record, and I had no thoughts about it whatsoever. I'm just like, hi guys, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like I had no idea what I was gonna talk about. So like we don't need to know the whole plan. We just need to show the fuck up. Follow the breadcrumbs. This is what I want to really share with each one of us. And trust your intuition and your guidance more than anyone else. If I tell you to go left, but your body wants to turn right, don't listen to what I'm fucking saying. Listen to what you're fucking feeling. Right? Like, we really need to also like be very sovereign of our own energy and understand each one of us has like a guiding system that is like I have one that is connected to my life and you have one connected to your life, and we can guide each other and activate each other and hold space for each other, but ultimately we are all each of us is a channel, and we need to just trust our own channel. We don't need to watch so many videos of people telling us what to do. Like we literally don't need, we can do it for entertainment, or sometimes there can be like breadcrumbs in those videos and inspirations, but most of all you just need to hear your freaking self. And that's like the most honest advice that I can share with anyone. And I share this in my coaching. Like, don't listen to me, listen to you. If what I say resonates, great. If it doesn't, like if I'm saying, for example, like, this is how you grow on social media. This is how you create a spiritual business. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. You do this, that. You create a website. You do that. No, you actually don't need to do any of that shit. You just need to tune into your fucking self and follow the breadcrumbs. And maybe you need to create that, but maybe you don't. And so like, and I'm saying this with like so many mentors and so many people online that I consume information and that I get activated by, but then I need to connect with myself. And that is the greatest source of power and intuition, is me, is not what I'm learning from someone else. And this is something I also feel really passionate about, that we learn spirituality from other people. Like we read books, at least for me, I read a trillion books and I saw all these spiritual teachers about what is spirituality, what is meditation, what is tantra, what is kundalini, what is this, what is that. But what is my experience, my own unique experience? What do I think? What am I learning? And I feel that it's important, and again, this is totally Leo full moon vibes, that we find that within ourselves. What resonates for me? What is my truth? And being that unapologetically. And if other people get it, they get it. And if they don't, that's okay. But no, not everyone is supposed to get it. But you can do something that for me doesn't resonate, but I can still respect you and hold space for you and admire you and be different from you. And yeah, that's it, you guys. Thank you for being here. And what just happened? What just happened? What just happened? Ooh. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm already feeling a few things, but I feel like slowing down now and chilling a little.
Yeah, we should process everything. But I do feel like, yeah, that what you now just wrapped everything up with is that message, like, follow the breadcrumbs and trust your intuition. Because you didn't know what was going to happen when you had this call. You were just like, all right, I'm just going to show up. And then we had a really amazing conversation. So it really is, just trust your intuition. And it's very challenging for a lot of people. And I feel like a lot of the times we kind of do this thing where it's like we let we won't follow our intuition, and then it'll just end up being proven that our intuition was correct. So yeah, I think that it's yeah, that's what's coming up is follow the breadcrumbs and follow your intuition. So thank you for holding this space.
Thank you. Like, it's not like that's the thing. I didn't hold no space. It was the three of us. I didn't do anything. I just showed up and I created.
Initiating it.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I just created the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the energy. And yeah, again, that's the thing about intuition. If it was logical, it wouldn't be intuition. That's what a leap of faith and intuition is. It's like I cannot see it, but I know I can step forward. I don't know where I'm going, but I know that I need to put my feet here and my foot here and then my other foot here. And it's like sometimes maybe if we need to remember, if anyone watching is like, but how do I connect with my intuition? Mostly it's like you feel like doing something and you don't know where you're gonna go, but you just feel like put your foot here, and you don't see it, and that's when intuition comes. But because if you can't see it, it's logical, it's the mind, and there is a time and space for the mind, and the mind is very necessary for us to have discernment and many other things. But intuition is like, I'm gonna remember this for myself, that intuition is like being blindfolded, but I know I am safe. I'm blindfolded, I cannot see, but I know this is where I put my foot, and this is where I put my other foot. And that's all I need to do. I don't need to figure it, I don't think about it. It will make sense later. Now it's not time to make sense. Now it's time to take action. Ooh, I love how that's wrapped up. This is not the time to make sense. This is the time to make action. Ooh, I like that one. Maybe I make a reel about that.
Bam. Mic drop.
Amen.
Amen.
Oh, Sylvia, tell us, how are you feeling? Like, I can only try to imagine what your experience is, because I know English is not so easy for you to also understand and speak. And hearing me and Nicole like talk about all these things, like I can only imagine what your experience is right now. I just want to say thank you for being here. Like, if you weren't supposed to be here in a very strong way, it would just be me and Nicole. So even though you didn't talk, like, there is a major reason, and I have no idea what it is, why you're here. And it was a reason that is for you and a reason that is for us. So thank you for being here. And if you feel like sharing in the chat how you feeling, if you need anything, like if you're good, like if you want to share that, we're also here to receive you, to feel you. I know you need to translate it, and that's so annoying. I'm sorry. But yeah, like we're here for you. Oh, it's 11:11 now. Ooh, what just happened? Like, what time is it there? Like, you're in PST, right?
I no, I'm in Central Time now, so it's 5:11 p.m. for me.
Ah, okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know how I'm gonna sleep after this, but
You probably will. You probably will.
yeah, I will. I will. It's crazy right now. I feel like so much energy, but at the same time, maybe when we hang up, maybe my body will be like, okay, let's rest and integrate all that just happened.
Yes. I think that's what's gonna happen.
Ah, okay. Sorry, Sylvia. Can you hear me now? I was saying, Sylvia, if you want to share how you are feeling, or if you want to share anything with us, feel free to share, please. And then let's wrap it up. Let's integrate whatever just happened and go on our lives until we meet again. Who knows when that is? But I feel that I'm going to be called to keep doing more events. I'm not sure if they're going to be free or not. Again, I have no idea, but I feel like I'm supposed to do like the live things where we are together instead of just making videos. So we might meet again soon and maybe more consistently because I would really appreciate that as well.
Me too. I was thinking, I think I'm also gonna start doing more things. I mean, I've been being called to do that for a while too. So, yes.
Yes, we will. We're here and we will keep connecting and all of that. I think Sylvia is writing. Sylvia, we're waiting for you to share with us. And then I am gonna, I don't know, like heat up my tea, which is cold by now, and maybe eat some chocolates and take my dog out and then see what happens and probably post a reel on YouTube because I made something fun on the beach. Then maybe go to bed and just bask in whatever just happens. Just bask in it. Thank you so much for being here, Nicole. It's like so normal to talk to you. It's like so normal. It's 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 I was gonna say it's almost weird. It's not even weird. It's just so normal that I don't know. It's not even weird how normal it is. It's just so normal. Yeah,
I
it's
know. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. That's what I was feeling before too. Like, yeah, it just even though we haven't really talked to each other face to face, or like, maybe sometimes like we message, but here and there. But yeah, no, it does. It feels totally normal, and it feels like we've been connected, and like yeah, like it's like I was just talking to you yesterday, like in one of the Zoom calls, doing light language.
yeah, right. It's so crazy, crazy. It's crazy that it's been years. That's crazy. Like, what is time?
And
It's
it doesn't
crazy.
feel like that, but it also does. Like, it's so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like it was yesterday. It feels like it was at least 500 lifetimes ago.
Yeah.
It's both.
Very trippy.
Wow. Sylvia, okay, let me read. I enjoy being in this setting with the three of us. The connection is full. Oh, you're so sweet, Sylvia. Okay, let's all hug. I'm hugging you now. I'm hugging you, sisters. I'm hugging you. we really need to make this happen for real. And that is what I'm gonna stay with after this call. And I will use it as fuel to create more, to be more seen, to make more videos, to make more money, to like get a little uncomfortable because it's worth it, because I have a vision and a desire that is not just for me, but for all of us. I really want to manifest. So I'm gonna use that desire as fuel for all my actions every day, and I will use that as inspiration. And even things weird like going to the gym or driving or stuff like that, when sometimes I feel like I want to drive or I don't want to go to the gym, I will think like, if going to the gym right now helps with me creating that, then I will fucking go. Like I will use that for other like simple things in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think I feel the same way, and I'm gonna do that too. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you like so much for being here. Like, what a ceremony. What a ceremony! What is going on? And now it's 11:17, which is my lucky number. And how
Ooh,
are we? Are we feeling like ready to close this portal and go into our own cocoons and energies? How are you feeling, Sylvia?
yes.
Good to go? Okay, Sylvia is good to go. Okay, seriously, thank you so like I don't even know what just happened. I have no idea what just happened. Like thank you. And like I shared things here that I really didn't think I was ready to share at all. And I could only share that because I felt safe and it just came out. So thank you for being that safe space for me to share a lot of things that, yeah. Thank you for also sharing and thank you for being here. And I love you both so much. And seriously, I will at least die trying to bring us together.
Me too. That I plan that.
Oh,
I mean, my plan is to, try to make enough money to travel around and meet all the people that I've met, like you and everybody, like Davina. So yeah, that literally has been in my head. So I'm gonna do that too.
fuck it. Like, we will make it happen. Like, what would be the point of all of this if that wasn't. No, 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 no. No. Fuck that. Like, no. Like, no. Like, there's no point in all of this. There's just no point in going through all of this if that wasn't supposed to happen. So
Hmm.
it actually happened. And now the point is, yes, there is a divine timing, like that for sure. That's on brains. But what can we do as humans to make that come faster? Like, what can we do about it? Let's
Hmm.
freaking get.
Yes.
Oh. Oh, thank you so much. Like, there's a part of me that doesn't want to leave and just wants to like cuddle up and be super cozy in this energy. Yeah, thank you, Neil, thank you, Sylvia. Yes, that's how I feel too, Nicole. Yes, we will. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being you exactly as you are, exactly as you are in each moment of your life. And it's such an honor to meet you, even if it's online, and to share energy and space with you. It really is an honor, and I see you, and I love you, and I appreciate you for being exactly as you are. And I hope we meet again very soon. And
I
trust
think we
that in you.
will. I think we will. Yes.
We will. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sylvia.
It was nice meeting you, Sylvia, and I'll definitely follow you on social media. Yeah.
Okay, I'm hugging you once more before we hang up. I love hugs. I'm a hugger.
Me too. Absolutely. We're gonna have a
I'm a
nice
hugger.
hug.
I love hugs so much. Thank you, sisters. Like, seriously, thank you so much. And, okay, I have a challenge for us. I have an invitation. Let's follow each other on social media and let's kind of keep an eye on each other. And because of that, we kind of keep each other accountable. Like, are you showing up? Are you sharing? Are you shining? Are you being you? Like, even with all the nuances of social media and all the bad shit we talked, like, let's kind of keep each other accountable, even if we don't talk that much, even if it's just energetically. Just know that we will all look at each other's Instagrams or whatever. We will be like, yes, sister, go, post, show up, like expand, like share, like, yeah, 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 I'm rooting for you. Just know that I will be doing that at least.
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll do that too. I feel like I do try to do that, or I just naturally, I do like your messages. So yeah,
Yeah,
I will
let's do that for
continue.
you. Okay, we'll keep in touch. We have each other's Instagrams, and yeah, we're connected, and we will see each other soon, I feel. Thank you,
Happy
sisters.
full moon.
Happy full moon. Yes, enjoy it. Lots of kisses in next for you. Thank you so much. Bye, sisters. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you.
Bless you. Blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you, dears. Bless you.